Hello YouTube, welcome to the Mr. Paulie FC YouTube channel. I am here, you might have seen me in the past posting some different FIFA content over on my other channel, Paulie29, but we are here to talk about all things FC 25 and moving into FC 26. If you are keen for another opportunity to see some more tactics videos on YouTube, make sure you smash the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, because we will be posting tactics videos primarily on this channel. Hopefully you'll enjoy this content, and we're going to go straight into, you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we are going to be talking about the dreaded 4-2-1-3. Now this setup is not my full setup. This is courtesy of the great man Krazzy. He has talked about this system a lot on his streams as well. I've tweaked and adjusted things, and I've gone and really tested this out. And with the ball, this is how our setup looks like. People might be saying, Paulie, how are you playing with two false backs? I am going to get into the gameplay examples. So if you like this setup, then I'm finding that balanced is the best build-up style if you are good at using your LB and RB buttons. Obviously, L1 sends your players on a run, R1 or RB sends your players back towards the ball. You cannot just play this system and knock the ball around without using L1 or R1. So depending on how you play, lots of people are talking right now about short passing. Short passing is really good if you don't use R1. If you're good at using L1 and sending players on runs, then go short passing. But if you don't know how to use R1 properly, then definitely look at using short passing. I'm good with using both triggers, so I leave mine on balance because I like being in control of what my players are doing. I don't like letting the game dictate how my players move. I like moving them myself. So that's just a personal preference for me, which is why I leave mine on balance. So the main thing we've got in this setup are, or this block of four. So I'll get into some clips of how we set up with and without the ball, but you will see examples at times of Huller and Royce being outside of Beckham and Maldini, who move inside into the pitch. So what is really important is that your left and right backs have some passing play styles. So I know with Beckham, he's got incisive plus and he's got ping pass, and Maldini's also got the 5-star weak foot with ping pass, which is really important because a lot of the time you're looking for your wingers or you're looking for your shadow strikers' feet. So that's what I'm noticing. If you're really struggling with your build-up, you could definitely put this number 10 as a playmaker just to get them involved in the play a lot more as well, because as you see with the shadow striker, he's predominantly going to look to get in behind. I like my left and right wings on balanced, and again, really important that these front four players have lots of passing play styles. So the good thing with Bukayo Saka is he's got ticky and incisive plus, so the minute I find his feet, I know I can call someone short and then play a tiki-taka plus with them, or I can send Ronaldo, Leao, or Kaká on a run and I can play a through ball and be away for the races as well. So again, standard one striker formation, advanced forward attack is just the best option. If you've got someone with double pluses poacher and you want to use that, go for it. But very, very basic front four. Krazzy has perfected this system, I reckon, and if you're a bit skeptical about the fullbacks, we are going to get into some examples of how they set up on the pitch very, very soon. Let's jump over to the gameplay analysis. Alrighty, so here we are, guys. As you can see, we've got our traditional back sort of six setup. We've got Saka, who's our shadow striker, right up here in this top corner, making a run from the start of the game. So let's have a bit of a watch here. You can see how we're building up. It looks very much like that 4-2-1-3. You can see David Beckham is just working the channels. Maldini's doing the same. We're potentially going to lose the ball. We're just holding the ball nicely. We transition the ball well. And then I want us to look at where our players start to go. So obviously fullbacks on defend are going to sit obviously alongside our back four and then leave these two midfielders to sort of sit by themselves. But what we're seeing is Beckham is stretching the play out wide. Maldini is on his way back across. And look where they're going. This is false backs on defend. They actually really help in that midfield stability. We've then got Leao. Saka's moving into the space. Let's let the play build up and play. We lose the ball, so we're going to watch the transition straight away. I go into Beckham, but then you can see sort of Maldini's positioning there. Oh, God, I didn't want to do that. Let's go back to about here. Nope, we don't want to go there. We can go to the positioning here. So Maldini, bang, in line as a back four. we've got our shape off the ball once again. So Hullet, Royce, Beckham, and Maldini, we've got our shape. We've got Saka tracking back and our three up front. So let's let it play on. I make a bad read there with Maldini. He's then through. I start panicking in defence. I'm trying to go everywhere with Kim Min-jae, and we let the play roll out. So that is the first sort of shape of what it can look like off the ball, which is far from, not that it's ideal, but you can see how we build up. So let's go in the next phase of play. We get the ball back with our goal kick. I'm starting to look for options. So we're straight back in. Same setup, same, off the ball system. We're back into that 4-2-1-3 shape. Let's watch the play progress. We find some runs. Obviously, we're using our runners. You can see, you can tell the difference here with our runners as well. So look, the minute that hand goes out, I've triggered the run of Kaká, who's our striker, who goes through and gets fouled. So if we just go back and watch that little bit of build-up play once again, there's nothing too crazy. I bring Beckham in and to play as that, false back, but he's not just sitting alongside. You can see he's making runs. He sees where the space is. He sees that, he's on defend. So it's not like if he was on balanced or if he was on attack, he'd be pushing on forward. But he just sort of floats in this area. And if you look at our pitch map down here, you can see that I do have two at the back. And then there's a flat four in midfield with our three up or with our four up front. So that's what you'll get with some defensive solidity in this side. So let's continue to play through. We do get a free kick. I can't actually remember what happens. I don't think I score from this one. I think this hits the wall. No, Kanate makes a big boy save. We keep the ball alive, and away we go. So that, shows you then out of possession. Obviously, Ruud Gullet's up here. So right now, that's Marco Reus defending as that sole CDM, and then we've got our back four still, all together. So you can see that when we've got the ball, obviously it's not super representative when the play is live. We find Ronaldo there with a good ball. Unfortunately, we can't connect all together. I've got to try and remember where this first goal is as well. But once again, the minute we lose the ball, we just transition back into that standard shape. So don't say, Paulie, what's going to happen if I'm in possession and I've got my false backs that are inverted and I've got wingers that are inverted? Like, am I going to get counter-attacked? You can see the minute we lose the ball that there are options there. Ronaldo does well. He fouls us with Mamardashvili. And let's roll again. So we get back into possession. We set up again. Beckham's nice and wide. We ping the ball out. You can see Royce I've sent on a run. Saka I've sent on a run. The reason I sent those two runs, it's created space. We get Ronaldo through. Hits the finesse into Virgil van Dijk. We put the ball in. Lukaku competes, and it is fallen to Kanate. Let's roll through. We just went 1-0 down. I'm trying to force the ball there with Beckham. Then I'm panicking out of possession. He does something there with Kaká. Gakpo has the ball, pings the ball out to Yashin. Good little bit of interplay. There's me panicking. Good ball in between my centre-backs. Yellow time into the back of the net. Very, very frustrating to concede from that, but it happens. You're not going to win every game 5-0. Kaká taken off. We get a very, very lucky bounce. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. Ball roll. Finesse is blocked, and I was thinking, holy moly, what is going to happen here? And then Rafa Leao, he is such a good card. If you have the option to take Leao, you need to take him. Let's move on through. The ball goes through. Saka is in. Technical away, and there we go. So we don't panic with Saka. Let's go back and have a look at the build-up play here. So we win the ball back again. We're in our standard shape. You can see the minute the players start putting their hands out is when I'm sending them on runs. So we send Saka on that run as that shadow striker. I knew he was going to overcommit, have the tech plus. I wish this Saka card did have a 5-star weak foot, but that is 1-1. There's a pause here, so let's go through the pause. Then we go and score, bang, straight away. So he has kickoff. He starts rushing. Beckham, I drive into the middle of the pitch. I want to pause it here because look at where Beckham, Maldini are. You've got Royce there and you've got Ruud Gullet. So we've got lots of defensive solidity. I use the technical once again. Beat one, send Kaká on a run. And then there we go. One touch, use the finesse, precision shooting. Thank you for coming. So that is the big one. We've just scored again. So let's go one more time. Royce, we build up nicely. Look where Maldini is. If he's a fullback on defend, he's standing here. So what this does for me is it engages Eafc. So Beckham is out there because I just had the ball in that pocket of space. Maldini forces the run. You can see, look at Eafc's movement. All that does is it occupies the winger so he's not sitting there high and wide. Saka, incisive plus. Again, this guy starts panicking defensively. Kaká goes through. 3-1. We end up winning this game pretty comfortably, but what I wanted to show you was that this is doable, I'm going to jump over to the final screen to go through the final thoughts of this 4213. You have enjoyed this first video on the channel. As you can see from the highlights I've just shown you, that you do get that real defensive solidity. It is important though that you are using those manual triggers on your wingers in particular. You'll be able to funnel the ball through that number 10. You'll be able to bring your wingers in short or in behind, depending on where you need them to go. The tiki-taka play you can get in this system is really, really awesome, but you need to be able to know how to maneuver your players around. I'd say some of the play styles that are really important are tiki-taka and incisive. For pretty much your front four is what you'd want, because you're going to be playing L1 X's and L1 triangles. You're going to be playing and R1s as well, so you're going to be bringing them short. So if you're bringing players short, you want to be able to hit those passes, and then you want to be able to put the through balls into the space that you've created. Then on the outside players, you want finesse and low driven. On the inside players, you definitely want low driven as a minimum. Saka doesn't have that, but he has Tech Plus, so I can kind of just wiggle my way through with Saka and put balls into the back of the net. So that's all I'd be talking about. I don't think I mentioned the defensive line before, but I've got it set to 70 because that's where I like defending. I don't think you want to go lower than 65, and I wouldn't want to go higher than 75. I think 95 is just too aggressive, and you're going to have too much space in behind as well. So 70 for me just has the perfect balance. But that is it for the first video on the channel. Make sure you smash a thumbs up and you subscribe. Let me know in the comments what other formations and tactics you would like to see me use as well. But for now, that is where we're going to leave it. Make sure you put post notifications on so you don't miss a video. And Mr. Paulie is out of here. I'll see you guys very, very soon for another video.